All right. How many of you guys have read this book? Have you read it, Sarah? Okay. I know it's a terrible title, but it's actually perfectly accurate. And so I want to read this to you really quick when we get started. It's called The Truth About Frogs. And this is something that I battled for so long. And if you can kind of conquer this, you're going to love your day. You're absolutely going to love your day. So it's been said that if the first thing you do each morning is to eat a live frog, then you can go through the day with the satisfaction of knowing that's probably the worst thing you're going to have happen all day long. So your frog ends up being the biggest, most important task, the one you're most likely to procrastinate on if you don't do something about it. It's also the task that can have the greatest positive impact on your life and results at the moment. So here's the first rule of eating frogs, okay? Eat the ugliest frog first. So if you have more than one frog that day, eat the ugliest one. And I'm going to explain to you how this works. There's another way of saying this. The second rule of frog eating is if you have to eat a live frog at all, it doesn't pay to sit and look at it for very long. So there's some things that you know you have to get done in the day. And the only analogy I can give you right now is a real life one. So my son's taking chemistry along with a bunch of other classes. Well, he gets all the easy stuff done first. He likes his English. He doesn't mind it. He doesn't mind the history. He has to watch a show and write some notes. What does he do? He saves the chemistry until the end of the day, and all day long, it's a monkey on his back. And he's just like, eventually I have to get to it. He stresses about it. He worries about it. He avoids it. He procrastinates it. So all in all, chemistry owned his day. If he had just eaten the frog first, it would have been done with and over with. And all day long, he would have been like, hey, me, I'm a rock star. I killed it. Chemistry did, owned you. That's what you need to do today is eat your frogs. So now when I talk to my kids, Josh will say, I've had 2 frogs already. He's just like, he knows. He's like, I'll eat my frog and get it over with. So I want to know, what is your frog today? Is it a scary message to a dream teamer? Is it a message that you need to send to someone on your team? Is it digging into your reports? That's always my frog. Always my frog is my reports. I want to know, what are your frogs today? Sarah, do you have any frogs?
So I think it's absolutely crazy that you just started with that. See, we're like on the same wavelength. I literally was like, when I sit down for my power hour, which is why I have not wished you a happy birthday, my sweet friend. I was like, I'm going to do all my picking up. I'm going to unload the dishwasher. I'm going to do all the things. So I literally, my house, if somebody rang the doorbell, I would say, not only can you come in, I'm going to give you a tour. My bed is made, and I feel so I took a deep breath, the sink is clean, you know what I mean? So just after the keynote for Momentum meetup, it talked about prioritizing big things. What are your non-negotiables? So that all goes hand in hand. And I absolutely love that. But the ongoing part of that is if you let those big frogs keep going, it's for me a physical weight. I get that physical anxiety of things just piling up and piling up. So I love that you started with that because it's true. Get stuff done, check it off your list and move on.
I mean, all the way down to something ridiculous. It's showering, doing your hair, and putting on your makeup, which I know sounds ridiculous, but how many of you guys just want to stay in your yoga pants with your hair up? I find myself to be more productive when I face my day ready. Camera ready. But sometimes it's a frog because have you seen how much hair I have? It takes forever to blow dry it. So all I'm saying for each of you is I would encourage you each day to brain dump all the things that you know you need to do. And then go ahead and just circle the frogs. Hopefully you don't have more than 2 or 3 and get them done first. Get them over with. Whatever they may be. No one chooses the frogs for you. Someone else might say that doesn't seem hard, but for you, if it is, it is. And then get that done with. So I would encourage you to work on that. We'll talk more about frogs as the new year rolls around because we're going to make a list of 2023 frogs. We have a couple of things we need to get done, and you can always add whatever you want to suggest, Sarah, but I want us to spend some time doing 2 things, making sure that all of your new people have been officially directly invited to the Zoom tonight. I'll explain what we're going to do. I've been trying to work through and send emails to welcome invite everyone that was new from October, but make sure you're personally inviting and letting them know. I'll make sure you have the graphic. And the other thing we're going to do is we're going to create excitement and a buzz around the Black Friday specials that are coming. I'm going to drop the video for that in the Power Hour chat. I want to make sure that all of your customers and all of your ambassadors have been directly sent this video for them to start thinking about what is coming, which, okay, here's something funny. I have the one something right here in my hand, and I literally almost used it while I was on, and I was like, that would have been really bad. I get sloppy sometimes. So I'm going to drop the video and the Welcome to Plexus graphic into the chat, and then I'll explain to you about this Welcome to Plexus tonight. So here's how it's going to go. Sarah's going to get it started and talk about if you haven't ordered Reset, this is why you're going to want to consider doing that, kind of considering like that perfect Plexus path. Reset into your month-long products. And we're trying to lead them into the fact that in January, we're going to do a 2023 challenge. So that's going to be really exciting. We're working on the details for that. Then we're going to talk about the top 10 Plexus product tips. And so my friend Katie has already written out her top 10. They're really good. Even one of them is, you never want to forget to take your products. So the ones that you think you will, put by your toothbrush, put on the nightstand. So she's really good. She's got 10 product tips. Then we'll talk about how to get plugged in. Then we're going to cover detox and die off. And then we have a gal that has Fast Start Gold. She has the energy of a million trains, but she's a great speaker. She's so fun to listen to. And I forget how she called herself. I'll have to think of the wording, but she called herself something. And I was like, oh my gosh, I love you. I want to hold you. So she is going to share how she fast start, why she started sharing, and why she's passionate about gut health. And then Sarah will end us out with a call to action, all in 20 minutes. Lord help us all. So here we go. Make sure everyone's personally invited to Welcome to Plexus tonight, and send the Black Friday videos. We can work on some scripts, but have you heard something is coming for Black Friday? I wish I could tell you what it is. This is what you're saying to somebody, but I don't actually know, but I've got my wallet ready. I've got my card ready. I got my card information ready to input. So I'll give you all that now.
Hey guys, so we're going to keep inviting, and that's going to be something that can be ongoing. And sometimes even the 5 minutes before something starts, right? It's like, hey, we're having this. It's really quick. Jump on if you can. So keep inviting to that. One thing that I wanted to share with you, let me know in the chat if you guys were able to make it to a Momentum meetup this weekend. They had over 450 Momentum meetups across the country this weekend, and I think it's absolutely incredible. I would love to hear your takeaways, but one of the things that was a huge takeaway for me was that when you invite and people join Pivotal equals retention. So I was deeply convicted that I've got all of these new people that I need to get on the Welcome to Plexus call. But I'm like, oh my gosh, have I personally invited all of these people to join Pivotal? They get it with their VIP, so yes, subscriptions. And so it's one of those things where they said that orders, they're increasing their product orders on average by 55%. Y'all, that's not a small number. And this is work that's being done. And here's what I want you to do. I would love you guys to go jump over there and blow up the Facebook page, because the gal that does the fitness, bless her heart, I was the only one squatting with her the other day. Like, she went live, and I don't know if she just pops in or if she has it scheduled, but I want Plexus to keep this program, right? This is something that is being done for us, that we do not have to put time and energy and thought into. Like, if we invite and plug in, it's already sitting there. So make sure that you are utilizing that. So I love that with the Momentum meetup, with the video from corporate, they shared some of those things that let us know what's working. So I also wanted to just give you a quick, we're still in the first week of November. I loved the guest speaker, the keynote, and she was talking about your double win day and week and month, and being able to win in business, but then also win in life. It was huge. And she really, let me jump back to really quick. Just so you guys know, when you do plexuspivotal.com, once you register, you have to be logged into your back office. You can make it a bookmark, add to your home screen. So it's something that it's not an actual app, but I have mine right here. It's the black with the Plexus cross. I have it bookmarked. So it literally jumps me straight over to Plexus Pivotal. So you can have that quick link that you can do it from your phone. But you have to be logged into your back office for it to recognize that you're a VIP. So anyway, back to time blocking. Over the last 3 or 4 weeks, I have been super intentional about when I work, I'm productive with my work. Hannah Hardy, you get a gold star for having a Pivotal shirt on too. Good job. I love it. When I'm working, I'm working. And when I'm engaged in my non-negotiable time with family, that is an opportunity to put my Plexus business aside and be completely engaged and fulfilled in that time that I am blocking off for my family. I have spent the last 12 years sometimes spinning my wheels, right? And I'm like at the ballpark. I'm at the ballpark, and it's my mother not reading a text message that I opened the garage for her, and now she's ringing my doorbell. Hold on 2 seconds. If anybody wants to unmute and say what your biggest takeaway from Momentum was, Jennifer, I'm gonna let you take over for 2 seconds.
I saw a picture of her mom and dad at the Waffle House on a date this morning. I thought that was sweet. So who went to a Momentum meetup and wants to share their biggest takeaways?
My biggest takeaway was that I could do it. I was scared to death, and I really doubted myself that I could do it. And I did it, and we had fun, and I'm so excited. So yay. Maybe that sounds selfish, but that's just, I did it.
I think that sounds amazing, because most people are afraid to take the first step. So how many people were there?
We had 10. And we were the only one I know of in South Carolina. And so I was excited. Yeah, we had 10. We invited a bunch more, but their flu was going around here. And so I was kind of concerned about that. And I live out in the country, so I wasn't sure how many people would actually. Oh, I just got a text from my upline. She said there were 12. And I was like, oh yeah.
Maybe that's including you. That's funny.
Yeah. So
I
anyway,
think that's great.
yeah. And it was fun. And everybody got a prize. So
I think the good thing too is this is putting people into that position where they're hosting for the very first time, when a lot of times we rely on the corporate events, but to have it in your own home, or did you do it at your house, or where'd you go?
it was in my house. Yeah. Out in the middle of nowhere, and people drove here. I was like, yay.
See, I love that. That's the best. And the box, when they sent it with the hats and all the good stuff, my kids were like, can I have the hats? I'm like, no. All right, Sarah.
Sorry about that also, Tina, but one thing I want you guys to be thinking about is, even if there was only 3, I want you to think about planting those seeds and loving on those people. And that could be your one person that you were looking for and searching for, in that seed that decided to get watered and absolutely grow. And so I think even just having one sitting across from a table saying, we're going to commit to this and do this momentum meetup together, I think that's something that is absolutely 3, 12, 50, or 100, right? This is something that we all came together to do. And I actually, where we are locally, I decided also to do something online, which, don't get me in trouble, I don't think we were supposed to do that, but tons of people with the flu, tons of people that couldn't come. And so we had 15 online, and those 15 people got to see the material. And then we had a little powwow about what our non-negotiables were, and all of that. But I'm proud of each and every one of you. I know it was new, and they just kind of threw it at us, and they picked a weekend, and it's like the holidays are coming, and everybody's schedules are already filling up. But I loved that Genevieve finished it out, and just said, the meetup is up to you, and the momentum will, come. And so just remember, we're getting back to, maybe you want to do a Friendsgiving or a sip and see or a holiday party. Just thinking about getting in the same room with people, I think can be an absolutely wonderful thing.
Can I say one more thing?
Go for it.
One of my people lives in Oklahoma, and I'm in South Carolina. And so I was able to find her one to go to in Oklahoma. And she said, I didn't know there was so many people here that did Plexus. And I was like, aren't you happy that you've got people that you can do it with now? So that's amazing.
Sorry, I unmuted. I'm at the hospital, and I was trying to figure out how to unmute on my phone, and I figured it out. So if I can just share really quickly. I hosted, and it's the first time I've hosted locally, an event, and it was incredible. I found this dreamy little venue. We had 9 people total. We were supposed to have 12, but again, we have a lot of things going around here as well. And it was just amazing to get people together in the same room, to build that community, to build that connection, to learn and grow with one another. In the 4 hours, we did it for 4 hours. It was going to just be a retreat originally. And then Momentum Meetup showed up. So we kind of spun them together. In those 4 hours, we did not have enough time. We had to chop out some of the things we wanted to do. So it was so incredible. And I just really encourage you, no matter where you are, no matter how many people you have near you, I waited because my team has not been local. They've all been spread out throughout the US. And just in this past year, they've started to become more of a local group. But I just encourage you not to wait. And if you only have a couple of you, work on getting together. So I'm just excited to do a virtual get together for Super Saturday and start doing some lunch bunch type things once a month. And so I just wanted to share that. And now I'm going to hopefully be able to mute again. I don't know.
You're fine. No, that's awesome. I love it. And I love that you already had something planned. And I love that 4 hours wasn't enough. I mean, I think that's absolutely incredible. And I think that's one of those things, you guys don't overthink it. Have a potluck and have everybody bring something and then get together and have that time together. That's wonderful. Kieran, you have your hand raised. Did you want to share something?
Sorry. I'm on two things because my husband's sharing a room with me. So one thing I wanted to say, and I don't know, we had Jen, and I can't remember her last name, the sales and marketing. So one of the things, I don't know, I can't remember if it was she said it or if it was in the video, but that they have products and things lined out for the next 3 years. We're not going anywhere. We're not flying by the seat of our pants like other people are trying to copy us. We have a plan. And it's just, I took one of my longtime ambassador who has finally realized she has a personal why and is ready to start sharing. So that was very impactful to have her in person. And we drove 3 hours, had great time in the car. But just the fact that even though it was kind of hard, we did spend a lot of time on the road and all that, but just the bonding that we had, and then the belief it built in her, it was just, anytime you can get, and I know we can't always get in person, but anytime you can get people to a in-person event, it's so impactful.
That's awesome. And way to go on driving. I think that's a wonderful, wonderful thing and commitment for sure. So I had about 18 members that went to the Kansas City one, and Gene Tips showed up. They got to hang out with the CEO. And so one thing that Shannon had said was, one, he's so down to earth. Two, she's completely confident in where we're going and what we're doing after that. And the one huge takeaway she had from sitting across the table with him just chatting was, just get brilliant at the basics. We don't have to recreate the wheel. We don't have to come up with all the extras. Plexus is supporting us and giving us the tools, the products, the compensation plan, the incentives, right, to be successful. And he just reminded everyone to be brilliant at the basics. And whether you're a silver or a diamond, we're still expanding our network, being consistent, sharing, following up, all of the things. So I thought that was a good thing too. Okay, Pat, you want to share?
Yeah, and that honestly segs right into what I was going to say. Corporate cares about us. Our company is so different from every company out there, much less every multi-level marketing company. And just to have the opportunity to sit down with Kristen Landry for 5 minutes face-to-face with no interruptions, just to shoot the breeze and get ideas, that was awesome. And so my takeaway really was just, even though I already knew it, it was amazing to see how much they corporate has gone ahead and paved a way and just love on us and take care of us. So that's my biggest takeaway. Thanks.
Jill, did you have your hand raised too, or no?
Yeah.
Go for it.
So I just wanted to share that I have about 35 local people. None of them came. About a handful of them actually even responded to my cute little text. But a lot of them said, let me know about the next time, I'd be willing to come the next time. And they had all their different reasons. But what happened was, because of the momentum meetup, that map they had, I had a couple of other local people that were also going to do it, and they had nobody coming either. And so we combined. I had 3 other ambassadors that live locally that they all came over to my house, and they're like, oh my gosh, this is so great to get together. Let's do this monthly. Like, who even cares, right? I mean, it'll inspire us and it'll give us things to invite our team to. And so anyway, I decided to encourage that. It was so it's encouraging, right? That we could get other people that aren't even on our team to come, and we could do a monthly meeting that we can have open to invite people. So I guess that was my encouragement. Even if my people didn't come to the actual one, I'm hoping that in the future they will.
Awesome. I think that's wonderful. And when I used to do my Monday night meetings at Panera, I would literally throw it on Facebook, and I was like, y'all come, I'm going to be there. We're just going to chat about this. I can answer questions. And we did have a few times where it was a few random people. I was like, hi, who are you? How do I know you? And they're like, we heard Plexus was meeting here tonight. And so I think that's wonderful that you opened up your home for that. I'm really proud of all of you. And I think the fact that there's, we're over 450 meetups with so many people now who feel, armed and equipped and have that excitement moving through, push into Black Friday and then into next year. The teasers, the 2 new product teasers coming limited time. I'm just so excited. I can't stand it. So I think that's going to be great. But getting back to what it was, Michael Hyatt's daughter, and her first name is leaving my brain right now. But the fact that she's a CEO, 5 kids, like she knows how to do what to focus on. She had some discussion questions that we got as hosts. I'm going to try to upload it to the Power Hour, because this right here, I really feel like through this next few weeks, if you guys really invested time into what your double win looks like, what does winning in your business and winning in life look like? If you can really filter through and journal, what this is basically boiling down the 7 layers of what your why is. Like, what does success look like for you? And I really feel like if we're showing up to Power Hours, if we're inviting to all of these calls and we haven't figured out what we want and why we want it, it's just going to be a little bit lost. You know what I mean? Like not figuring out what that passion and driving force is. But some of the questions on here for establishing non-negotiables in your life, she asks, what makes me feel energized? How can I better support my overall health and nutrition? Who are the most important people in my life? So I started answering some of these questions. What tasks do I need to eliminate? What tasks can I delegate? Like once I started thinking about the answers to these, a lot of answers to my struggles and obstacles and challenge started answering themselves. And I will tell you, joining this new gym class, I'm like, you know what makes me feel energized? I'm realizing being with groups of people literally energizes me to the point I'm like, let's go conquer the world. So maybe it's that you need to start scheduling more things and time blocking more things that fill you up and energize you so you can show up in other areas of your life feeling your best ever. I'm not even kidding you guys. The first time I went to this class 2 weeks ago, we're planking and she's playing like this motivational song. I cried through the whole song. I'm like, what is my problem? And then I realized this is 12 people who have all come together for the same goal of improving fitness. It just like, so find more of what energizes you and put that on your calendar, time block that out. But then for business, like Jennifer said, what are those frogs that you need to eat first? Like, what are those things that you're putting off? So I will try to put this, Power Hour in the Power Hour chat because I have it as a PDF, but it was for the Momentum meetup. And then you did not hear this from me, but I did record my virtual meetup. So if there were those of you that were not able to attend one, I will slip a link into the chat for you guys. But Jennifer, I don't know if you want to take, 5 or 10 minutes to either answer some questions or do some time blocking or just do some more inviting.
So one of the things I put on here after you guys talked is something I say to my husband, I say to my kids, that connection comes from shared experience. So if you don't have a shared experience with someone, like how Karen had that in the car with her gal, that I don't care how much you message on Facebook, it just doesn't do the same thing. So I would encourage you guys to find a way to continue to have shared experiences. And that can come through Super Saturday. It can come at convention. It can come in so many different ways. Even if it's 5 people in your house, or if you guys meet at a Panera like Sarah did. So in the spirit of connection, why don't we spend the rest of the Power Hour being intentional? Mondays are a great way to be able to start that connection, just because you're wishing people a great week or happy Monday and just reconnecting, making sure they had a great weekend. It's not too early to start talking to people about, what are you doing for Thanksgiving? Any type of post that you can do that can get engagement. I did a post about the show I just watched, and it has so many comments. And it just shows me who's watching my posts. And it's got me thinking like, you just wait, lady. You don't even know what's coming for you. So connection, just spend the last 20 minutes doing what feels authentic and real to you for connecting with people. And then we'll be done. Okay, so we're wrapping up, and here's what I was hoping for Thursday. I would like for you guys to find 2 or 3 posts between now and Thursday, not by you, someone that you've been following or watching, doesn't even have to be about Plexus, that you feel like is engaging, that gets comments, likes, something that you read and it made you think, something that you think is a good idea. Just grab the link to those posts and kind of save them. And we're going to talk about them on Thursday. We can share them in the Power Hour chat on Thursday. Don't drop them in there yet. And that way we can kind of look at ways to brainstorm, make them our own. So grab 3 posts that you think are powerful, engaging, interesting, that you would like to remake for yourself. And we will talk about them on Thursday. All right. You guys have a good rest of your Monday, and we'll talk soon.